all memory superheroes. This interview is for memory recall aspirants who want to learn faster and want to achieve maximum in their life by keeping all their limitations clear. Today on our show, that is Wisdom from Experts, we have Mr. Arvind Krishna, a lucidity coach. Arvind is a software engineer turned lucidity coach. He worked for one of the world's leading cybersecurity firms as a software engineer. But somehow he didn't find meaning in it. So he quit his job to find his purpose and work towards it. And his spiritual journey began there. He had his first lucid dream when he was in college. It was so amazing that he had no way of explaining it, but he knew it was the most amazing thing he had ever experienced. Because of normal life, he couldn't explore it much, and he continued his education and became an engineer. But after he quit, he started self-exploration and exploration of dream consciousness. And he found his purpose of sharing what he found and also helping others in sharing their thoughts. He's building a brand called Evolvv. It is Evolvv, which is like an Indian version of Mind Valley, where experts can join him and share their wisdom and contribute to the society. He said there will be a unified subscription concept where all members will get access to everything Evolvv Academy has to offer, now and forever, under the same subscription. So, please join me. Welcome Arvind on the show. Welcome Arvind to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Chakra. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Yeah. So before we start our question answers, do you want to share something about the dream which you have got in your college? Yeah. If you can share
I just had another dream today, which is like quite fascinating. If you want, I can share that, but it might take some time. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, as you know, I'm a memory coach, so I'm more into visualization and stories. So if you'll tell a lot of stories, I'll love it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this is so one of the things that I love doing in my dreams is go through experiences that will be almost impossible to do in the physical world. Right. And each experience, there is something we can learn and improve from each experience that we have. Right. So yesterday I had, once I gained lucidity, I wanted to challenge myself. And I wanted to see, okay, I'm going to put myself in a difficult situation and then really see if I have the power and the ability to overcome that. So that is a challenge I wanted to give me. Right. So it's a very complex situation that I put myself under. So from my own memories, there is a cemetery called Kalpalli Cemetery, which is in Bangalore. Okay. So I visualized a building in this cemetery, which is the staff quarters. So it's a tall building. It has about 10, 15 floors. Okay. And it is divided into different sections, and different types of workers of the cemetery live there. So there are watchmen, there are administrators, there are people who do the pujas and the karmas for the funeral. Right. There are caterers for the funeral. All of these different kinds of people are living in this staff quarters building. Okay. So I went there in the night. Yesterday night I went there. And then I flew to the top of the building on the roof. So since it's my dream and I have control, I can fly. So I flew and went to the roof. And my challenge was, naturally, if anybody sees a stranger at the night on the top of a building, they'll think he's a thief. Right. So that is my challenge. Okay. People are going to think I'm a thief. My challenge is I have to come to the ground floor and I have to do this by going through the building internally. I have to talk to people. I have to convince them and I have to go down. That is a challenge. Okay. And nobody here knows me and they all think that I'm a thief. Right. So I wanted to make, I thought, okay, let me see what I can do to make this easier. So since it's my dream, what I did was, since it was still the night, I manifested a situation where it just so happened that there was a private jet that was flying across Bangalore. And then there was an engine failure and it ended up crashing into Alsur Lake, which is one of the lakes in Bangalore. Okay. And then I was one of the, one of the people on that private jet. Okay. And there were many who were rescued after it crashed into the lake. Many were rescued from there. I was one of the people who took a leap of faith, who put on a parachute and jumped in the night itself. Okay. So me and a few others also jumped. It was a very stormy night. So a lot of us flew across the city and we landed up in different places. Okay. I just so happened to land on the roof of this building. Cemetery, yeah. So yeah, that was my story. So I had my ID proof with me and I had the parachute bag, and that's all that I took. So I had these two things, and that's all I had. So then I waited till the morning, because even though I manifested this, nobody else knew at that point, because it just happened rare.
Right.
So I waited till the morning because I wanted this to be covered by media and I wanted it to come in the newspaper.
Okay.
So I waited on that roof till the morning. I slept for a while. I meditated for a while and waited till the morning. And then in the morning, I went to the door of the roof and I started banging the door. I wanted somebody to open.
Okay.
And then one person came and opened. He was a pujari. He's one of the guys who does the funeral rites. He opened the door and he also was suspicious of me. Okay, are you a thief? What are you doing here? Out of nowhere, how are you here? Yeah. So then I told him my story. I told him, see, there was a private jet that flew. I am one of the people who are on board. I jumped out in the middle of the night because I knew it was going to crash anyway. So I took a leap of faith. I pulled my parachute. You know, the wind pushed me in all directions and finally I came over here.
Right.
And then I showed him my ID proof. I told my name is Arvind Krishna. And I asked him, you go and check the newspaper and see if this, if there's an article about this flight. And you will notice that on the missing person list, you will see Arvind Krishna in there.
Right.
And I told him this information. So he's on the top of the building. It's like 15 floors up. So he will call the security guard at the very bottom of the floor near the entrance. And then he asked him, can you confirm this? Take the newspaper of today. See if there's an article about a plane crash in Alsur Lake. See if in the missing person list, Arvind Krishna is mentioned. And then the security guard goes, he takes this paper and he sees my name there. And he confirms, yeah, whatever he said is correct. We just found the missing person. And then he will say, oh, okay, we found him. Okay, he's here. And then that guy became very happy. Okay, at least, thank God you ended up here. You're safe. So I'm just happy for that. And then I asked him, okay, I'm really hungry. Can I have some breakfast? So he was making upma or something for his breakfast and he gave me a little bit. And I ate that. And then he started guiding me. He told me, okay, come, I'll take you to the ground floor. I'll show you how to do that. Then he took me and as I was walking across like 3 or 4 floors, and all of these floors, there were only like pujaris were there. All kinds of karma workers, people who do all kinds of things like energy work and stuff like that. So I was talking to all of them and then I made my journey downwards. And then this pujari will, there was a gate that divides the sections, because the next section was all the caterers, all the cooking staff. So he went and he knocked on the gate and one of the cooking staff came. And then he told the cooking staff my story, that I was a missing person that came. And then that catering staff opened that gate and let me pass. And she told me to follow. She was one of the people who washes utensils. So she told me to follow her and I followed her. Even I was walking down, a few more floors of all the catering workers. I was discussing their day-to-day activities. Like, is there a huge funeral happening today? Is there is there some catering going on today? I was just making small talk. And I came down to a few floors. And then this lady knocked on the gate over there to the next section. And then from there, one of the administrators came. So they are administrating the funeral home. They do all of the bookings and the payment and all of that. So one of the administrators came. He already knew. By then, this information was becoming popular, that Arvind Krishna had actually landed in a building. The word was getting around. So he saw me. He immediately recognized me and he told, okay, I know you're the missing person who ended up here. And then he opened. He let me in. And then few floors I was walking with all the staff and the admin staff. And they were telling me about their own day-to-day work. They were saying, it's COVID time. There are a lot of deaths happening on a daily basis. We are usually overbooked and we find it very difficult to give everybody a slot because of the supply demand is very uneven. So they were telling their own admin problems to me. And then I listened to that and I told, okay, thank you so much for helping me. And then in the next phase, he came to the next gate and he knocked there. And then one of the security guards came. So in this part of the building, all the security staff live. Right, day shift, night shift, people who secure that building, people who secure other buildings. There are some famous famous graves also which need protection. So there are security guards who do that, and all of these different security staff were there, and that is the next section. So this admin person opened, got that gate opened and sent me through, and one guy guided me and took me all the way to the ground floor finally. So I've reached the end of the building. My leg was on the ground now, finally. So there I saw this person who had done the first step where, when the first person on the top had called, he had called to this person. And he is the one who read the newspaper and, confirmed the information. So I saw him and he was also very looking forward to seeing me after that. And he told me, oh, I'm so happy that you ended up here. Our God is great that, one of the missing persons got found and you came here. Oh, it's brilliant. So he was very happy to see me. And he congratulated me for being alive. And he told me, okay, the gate to the cemetery is there, and he pointed the direction. And he told me, you go there and you'll find a watchman there. You ask him for help and he will help you find transport to wherever you want to go.
Okay.
Like I live in Kamanahalli, so I wanted to go to Kamanahalli. So I wanted to get an auto. But the funny part is that nobody knew that I had actually come here in the previous night voluntarily. And I had actually come in my bike. They didn't notice that because I came late at night. I came in my bike, I parked my bike, and then I flew to the top of the building. So this part of the story, they did not know. When I was walking back, I saw my bike over there, but I could not take it because it'll be very suspicious.
Right.
So, so I thought, okay, you know what? It's just a dream bike. It's okay. Let it go. I'll have another one in the next dream. So I left it there and I walked to the gate and I told the watchman so and so. He found one, one auto driver nearby and told me, okay, he will take you to Kamnali. And then I came back. So this was the dream. So it was really nice. It is, something that I learned a lot from. So the main thing that I learned is that, I never doubted anything and I kept my confidence up and I kept my, I was open to using my skills of communication, of being able to connect with people and being very real, being very honest and being a good human being. And I saw that whenever people were able to see these things about me, they were more than happy to help me in, even though this is very complex situation for a guy that just jumped up from a private jet and ended up in a funeral building, even though it was that complicated out of nowhere. I was still able to have a smooth, very effortless journey down. I did not have a lot of obstacles. And it all came because I was confident, because I had faith in myself and I had faith in my surroundings and faith in other people also, that they will help me if they notice that, I'm a good person who needs help.
Right.
And things went perfectly. And that is what I learned. So it was a great experience for me.
Okay. So I have actually apologize my ignorant, but then I have least idea about the lucidity thing or lucidity. Dreaming or dream consciousness. So what it all tells, if you can tell us.
It is actually a spiritual process because you have to get in touch with your subconscious deep down because your subconscious is what creates dreams. Your dreams is something that is an activity that happens in your subconscious mind. So most of us, because we are so busy in life, we don't pay that much attention to dreams, or we don't even, even if we have a dream, we wake up, we think, oh, it's just a dream, just ignore it.
Right.
But the dream consciousness approach is more like accepting the fact that, okay, my subconscious is doing some activity. It is investing its energy into this activity that happens at night. If I pay attention to it, I will find out that there is a reason why my mind is investing energy in this activity. And I need to know that. So when you take that approach, you will try to be more aware in the dream. You'll try to notice what is happening here. Who are the people I'm seeing? How do I feel? What do I learn? And you will also have this practice of writing a dream journal, which is once you wake up from a dream, immediately within the next 1 minute, you take this book and you write down everything that you experienced. And it has to be done within 1 minute because as time goes, you start forgetting details.
Yeah, each and everything, right?
Yeah. So your recall is best as soon as you wake up. So as soon as you wake up, you write down all the details. And then later you can reflect on it. There will be something you learn from the experience. And when you continue doing this, you will start looking forward to seeing more dreams. You will start connecting with yourself better. Your mind will show you all of the beautiful memories that really matter to you. Maybe you in a dream, you're talking to a long lost loved one, or you're talking to your childhood friend, or you're playing a game with, somebody who you really like. Maybe you're listening to a story from your father, which you really liked. Something like that. It's a very personal experience and it's very beautiful.
Okay.
So when you start observing this, when you start making note of this, you start connecting with yourself on a deeper level and you're open to that. And as a result, you start seeing more dreams because you are expecting it to happen. Your subconscious realizes and it will show you more dreams. And it will you will also be more aware. So lucidity happens at the point where your awareness is so high that you realize this is your dream. And in your dream, you can control the things. That is why you can manifest. If you want to fly, you can fly. If you want to have a flight go over the roof, you can. If you want to jump, from a private jet, you can. You can do whatever you want.
Even because you can bring you can bring your name in the newspapers also.
Yeah, you can bring your name in the newspapers. And because you are like a god, because subconscious is creating, right? And you are the subconscious. So you are like a god here. Only thing you need is awareness.
Okay.
If you're not aware, we will feel like dreams are something that is happening to us. But when we gain awareness, we realize that we are happening in the dream.
Okay.
And it is our activity. It is something that we are doing. And, lucidity is this process of increasing your awareness to go to that point of realizing that, okay, this is your world. And then, doing many things with it. You can have many experiences that you want to have. If there are problems that you want to solve, you can solve them in the dream. And then later, when you wake up and write about it, you will realize what the solution is, even in the physical world.
Okay. Great.
So all of these beautiful things. Yeah, you can even get ideas. There are so many
Sure.
people who've gotten ideas from their dreams that have changed the world.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So even that is a great way. That's something impressive that you can do from dreams.
Yes.
So yeah, that is what it is.
Yes, very true. Yeah. So thank you for that story. Very good story, and then some wisdom about the lucidity and telling me something related to the dreams which I'm not aware of. But then, so with your permission, should I start with my questions? Should I ask you?
Yeah, of course, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So if I want to ask you, why did you make the decision to become a lucidity coach? It may relate to your the college dream, or what has brought you to this space? Yeah.
So in my college dream, what happened was, I don't know, I still can't explain how it happened. Okay. But I was dreaming one night and I realized I was dreaming. And I was able, it was like being a character in a movie. But at the same time, your mind is controlling the whole set. As per how you think, everything is happening. And then I was just fascinated. You can't tell the difference between a dream and a reality. It is so real that even if I'm touching myself like this, it feels just like how I feel now. Okay. But it's happening in the dream. Okay. And then I had this experience and I woke up and I had no way to explain it. I told it to, I think, a couple of my cousins whom I trusted, because at least they will listen. Right. If I tell to anybody else, they'll think I'm insane. So I did not tell anybody else.
Yes, yes.
So I was fascinated, but it was one of the most beautiful things. And then since I did not have a way to explain it then, I did not do that. I did not go around convincing people. I myself, told, okay, let me just ignore. Yeah. Then as I continued with my life, I realized that, at a very deep level, this mattered a lot to me. So even after I, went working as an engineer, and I had a pretty good career also, I quit my job and I thought, what, I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to be able to explain this so that more people are aware of this, more people can dream and they can use it to change the world also. Yeah. So I started doing my research. There's, I started following some people who are into lucid dreaming, and some spiritualists who are also like aware of dream consciousness and things like that. And then I realized all of the things that I know now, that it's a subconscious activity, that if you take your awareness there, you will be able to be like a god in your dream, what you can do there, and how it is going to help your life. All of these things I realized. And I started making it, in a structure where if anybody wanted to explore it, they will find it easier because I'll be able to explain it more precisely. Right. And that is when I thought I'll be a lucidity coach, because for me, it is very personal, because I really feel bad at the fact that most people ignore their dreams when there is such a beautiful phenomenon that happens, right? Yeah. So it is probably one of the most wonderful things that is happening and we ignore it. So I wanted to do my part to change that.
Great, great. Yeah. Awesome. So, what are some of the services that you plan to offer through this lucidity coaching? Like how you're going to structure it and how you're going to offer to the world? Yeah.
So end of the day, even lucidity is a very spiritual practice, because it is all about boosting your awareness. And even your meditative practices and your yogic practices goes a long way towards this. Right. Because if you increase your awareness, then even you will be aware in your dreams. Yes. So that is one of the approach you can take. So there are some mindfulness practices that I show people, which will help them increase their awareness. There are some scientific practices also that you can do to reprogram your subconscious. Okay. And at the same time, I also do one more fascinating thing, which is whenever I get an idea from a dream, I think about how this idea can help people, and I also share that. Okay. So if you notice, one of the sessions that I did earlier called spiritual selling, that in that one, I talk about a specific dream that I had and how that dream, gave me some insights and intuition that could really change the whole way of selling. So you will be able to sell at a subconscious level. Okay. And I realized that most of the people who find it difficult to sell, they are doing it. They are doing it at an outer conscious level, where they're trying to read books, they're trying to learn techniques, they're trying to throw fancy lights and limited offers and all of those things. But if you do it from a subconscious level, you will be a natural. You'll be a natural at anything that you do from the subconscious level. So if you are able to awaken that natural salesperson in you, who doesn't need any kind of techniques, who has the power to easily connect with people, to easily show them what you're all about, and to easily, establish that relationship that you can have with all of your clients and customers. If you're becoming very natural at that, then, all of these sales troubles will disappear.
Okay.
So that was what my spiritual selling was about. And I'll continue to do these things whenever I get an idea from a dream, think of ways in which it can help somebody else. And I make courses out of that as well. So in Evolvv, I give access to everything.
Okay. So your course is going to be get evolving day by day, because you definitely are going to get a lot of dreams and you're getting ideas from your dreams. So there is going to be a lot of evolution.
Yeah. So I'm also going to be continuing to do my own work in this regard. At the same time, I'll also be helping people in getting the ability to do this, of having their own dreams and getting their own ideas and maybe using that to change their life or change the world also. So both of these things are going in parallel.
Yeah. So you definitely would have some of the challenges. So what were some of your challenges, or you have faced some challenges when you first started?
So the first thing is that it's a very, if you talk in the coaching industry, it's a very, very niche place, right?
Yes.
So there's not a lot of people who even know that lucid dreaming is something that is possible.
Right.
And there's only a very small number of people who even think about dreams and messages that they get from dreams and things like that.
Yes.
So that is one of my challenges, because I have to raise awareness myself, because people a lot of people are not aware. So 90% of the people I come across will first ask me, okay, what is this? Tell me what this is. I don't know what this is.
Yes.
Right. So that is one thing.
So
firstly, that is my challenge. Bringing awareness.
Basically, you have to bring a lot of awareness, and first you have to give them an experience. And once they are getting that experience, they'll be agreeing to that. Then only you can proceed with your services. Yes.
Correct.
Yes. So
the first step that I take is I tell people, okay, first, these things are there. Where you can start is acknowledge your subconscious and acknowledge that you're having dreams, and just look forward to having dreams. And from now onwards, when you have dreams, you write about them. That is the starting point. Then as you progress, you will, you'll be getting more and more awareness.
Right.
Yes.
Great. So this is going to be, I think, another one of the challenges for you. So where do you find your clients? Definitely, this is going to be a challenge for all the coaches, not for the lucidity coaches, but everybody. Then also, what is your formula of getting clients?
I do a lot of word of mouth, because when I just talk to people about this dream consciousness, they are all mind blown, because it's something they've never heard of most of the cases.
Right.
And then I tell them, okay, I'm doing this workshop where I'm discussing these things. You should attend that. And even I tell them, if you want, if you know somebody who could use this, like who really wants to explore themselves and want to do it through dreams, you can let them know. And then like that, I get people from my word of mouth, and they also bring their friends and people that they know.
Okay.
And essentially, the approach that I take for the marketing is that you can build your intuitive senses, like by being able to bring ideas from dreams. You will be more intuitive in your life, because you'll be able to problem solve as you sleep.
Okay.
So that is one of the, just to show people how they can benefit, that is one of the ways that I show it.
Okay. So are you getting success out of that also?
It works, because more people show up, as of now, especially in leadership. A lot of leaders try to always strengthen their intuitive abilities. A lot of, investment goes in that. So as part of that, a lot of people will do that.
Okay, great to know that. So what is your favorite part about being a coach? Means this is something which you like the most in coaching. So what is that?
It is just that I'm able to help people with something that is very personal to me and something that means a lot to me. And I get a certain happiness when I know that, okay, it is, it is helping somebody. They are also making progress. And I am able to help them progress. I'm able to help them experience all of the beautiful things that I am also able to experience in different ways. And it is just something beautiful to me. For being able to do that itself is very nice.
Great.
So that's
great. Yeah. Great. Great. So coming to, if you have to advise someone, so what one advice or what advice would you share with someone who wants to become a lucidity coach, wants to start his career as a lucidity coach? Yeah.
The first thing would be, of course, you have to gain the ability yourself. You have to bring the awareness. You have to be able to bring your awareness to the point where you are lucid and you can control your dreams.
Okay.
So because it's a very experiential process, the timeline will change across people. It depends on how much effort you put. And also it depends on your meditative practices and your mindfulness practices also.
Okay.
So first thing you should do is experience this for yourself, because that will give you the clarity that you need to be a good lucidity coach. So that is the first thing, most important thing.
Okay. So great, great to know that. If I have to ask you where people can connect with you, like if they want to meet you, but as you all know, the situation, it's COVID situation, everybody is going online. So where they can connect with you online so that they can get benefits of your services or get connected to you so that they can either try this lucid coaching concept or try getting those mindfulness exercises which you share. So, yeah.
I strongly believe that, especially when it comes to any spiritual practice, and even lucid, of course, dream consciousness is one of them. It takes a lot of commitment. And what I often notice is that something that I found very disappointing is that initially I was open to helping everybody who wants to do this.
Okay.
But only people that are really committed would progress. Because if I would tell them, okay, be aware of your dreams, look forward to seeing dreams and write this down, many of them will get caught up in other aspects of their life and they'll forget to do this. And they will not progress. They'll say, I'll ask them, did you see a dream? Then they'll say, yeah, something and all I saw. Did you write about it? They'll say, no. Okay, did you notice what happened? No. Then I'll be like, okay, this is very difficult for me because I can't help you progress. Yes. Right. So what I do is I do an approach where, directly I have a subscription to Evolvv, where it is a recurring subscription, because this is like a very long process, the whole lucidity thing. And people who are truly interested and committed are the only people that I'm really looking for. So if you are really interested, if you go and register for Evolvv, if you go and become a subscriber, you will get access to all of my products. So there's spiritual selling, spiritual marketing, and there's all of the lucidity and mind control courses. At the same time, I'll be getting in touch with all of the people who subscribe. And it is important that this approach is taken, because only then will the people be committed to making the journey. Because if they are not committed to making the journey, then even if I give them directions, it's useless.
Right.
Essentially, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Means they have to be committed for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give a link to join the community for those who are interested, if they're watching this, and if they're serious about it, they can.
Yeah.
And essentially, I'm only looking for those people because I want people whom I can really help to make this happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
When I spend a lot of my time and energy, so I wanted to go in the right place.
No, very true. Very true. Yeah. So thank you, Arvind, for coming to the show and sharing all your wisdom with all of us.
So is it okay if I just leave a link where people can join my community?
Yeah, definitely. I'll take that link from you. I'll share it with my people so that they can.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's great.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. The pleasure is all mine.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Same to you. Bye.